Hey everybody, it's Darcy Eikenberg, and I am the author of Bring Your Superpowers to Work, Your Guide to More Clarity, Confidence, and Control. And I'm the founder of RedCapeRevolution.com, where we help everyday professionals bring their superpowers to work to make a bigger difference in their careers, their lives, and our world. So I'm excited to be here with you today. You know, one of the questions that I get just all the time is how to gain more clarity in your career. And we go into this quite a bit in the book, but I wanted to make this short video and share with you some ways that you can stop waiting for that bolt of lightning and you can take action right now. So let's dive in. So first, what is career clarity really? I mean, what do we really mean when we say we need clarity? Do we need this, calling, this deep felt purpose? Well, let me tell you some of the things that I've found that people know and believe once they realize that they have the clarity. So one of the first things is that when they have clarity in their career, they know what to say yes to and what to say no to. This can be so important, especially when we're overwhelmed and we're just faced with so many priorities. We can't do everything, and we certainly can't do everything well. So when you know what to say yes to and what to say no to, that's a great sign that you have clarity. The second one that I find a lot is that knowing why you're doing what you're doing. What's important to you and your success about the thing you're doing. Now, it might not necessarily mean you know how. So how is a different question, but knowing why you're doing what you're doing. Why are you spending time in an organization that, maybe challenges and sometimes frustrates you? What are you getting from that? What's the clarity of that? Many times there are lots of things that we get from situations that, maybe don't seem optimal, but knowing the why means you've got some career clarity. Then knowing that what you're doing is what you're supposed to be doing. And not based on what anybody else is saying, but based on what success means to you right now, today. Maybe you're staying in that company because right now the most important thing you can do is to start squirreling away money for your daughter's college education or your own retirement. Is that what you're supposed to be doing right now? Sometimes that might be the case. Or maybe that what you're doing is really helping a lot of people, or the fact that you're behind the scenes allows other people to do the things that they're meant to do. But it's always got to be based on what success means to you, not what it means in TV ads, not what it means to your neighbor, not what it means to your mother, but what it means to you. So career clarity in a nutshell is about knowing for sure, even if the others are doubting you. It's about putting on your red cape, about, feeling confident, taking control. You can get the career clarity that you need. So I want to be able to give you some tools that you can start to do that. But before we do, just take a minute, take a breath. How clear are you on the career choices that you're making today? So answer one of these questions. Are you crystal clear? Yeah, I totally know it. I know all the things that you just said. I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. I know what to say yes to, what to say no to. Am I pretty clear? Like most of the time I have those feelings. Maybe you're sort of clear, or maybe like a lot of people today, you're not so clear. Or the old magic 8-ball response, the picture is fuzzy, ask again later. If you aren't really clear, ask yourself, what would you do with more clarity? What would you stop doing? Sometimes that's the bigger question. What would you stop doing if you were clear about what was most important for you in your career? This is some of the work that I do with my coaching clients to be able to dig into this, to really look at our assumptions, to look at the things we're telling ourselves, and to start to take action, simple practical actions that can move us forward to do more of the right things and less of the things that we don't need to be doing. So if you'd like to talk more about coaching with me, please reach out and contact me at Darcy, D-A-R-C-Y, at redcaperevolution.com, or go visit us at redcaperevolution.com for more. But as we move forward, so here are some things you can do today to create clarity in your own career. And the first thing I'll invite you to do is listen to the whispers. What are you hearing when you really get quiet? What are the messages that you're telling yourself that are popping up that say, I should do that, or that really sounds interesting, or that could be fun, or why don't I try that? There's an article here that I wrote on my blog at redcaperevolution.com that talks about listening to the whispers. It's also in my book, Bring Your Superpowers to Work. But very often, and this was my own personal experience, I had to slow down and listen to what I was thinking and feeling, not what everybody was saying or telling me, or even what sounded like it made quote unquote good sense. I had to pay attention to who I was, who I wanted to be, who I was becoming. And I started from there to do the work around getting clarity in my career. So when you started listening to the whispers, then another important thing to do is to accept what you value the most. Some of the work I do with many of my clients is to go through a values exercise. I think sometimes we operate under the myth that we know what we value, but there's a lot of times when we've never really written it down or kind of thought through it actively. One of the things that I found when I was deciding what to do next is that the things that I valued were not the things that my current company could provide. The types of experiences and the types of things that were very important to me were not the things that were becoming important to my company. That didn't make my company bad and me good. It just made us different. Very often I find when people are having frustrations with their organization, their department, even another person, sometimes looking at what you value versus what you are observing that they value can help really shine a light on what needs to change here. So accept what you value the most, what you value, not what other people value. The third item here is to take an inventory. I always find it really fascinating, and I've said this to a lot of my speaking audiences, that the word invent and the word inventory, share the same root. So if you are ready to invent something new, you want the clarity that's going to take you to the next place, it's time to do an inventory. One of the tools that I offer is a free tool out on my website at redcaperevolution.com is called the Superpower Statement Generator. And it's just a simple inventory that takes you through just some basic aspects of you, your talents, your skills, your resources, your life, some of your life experiences. So there's a tool that's online. It's also in print in the back of my book. But even just taking a simple inventory of writing down, what you love to do, what you're good at doing, those kind of processes can really help you to get clearer on the things you should be doing and the things that make up what I call your superpowers. The fourth item to share with you is then to execute an experiment. So if now you're starting to get a picture of some of those things that are clear, how could you test it out? A lot of times people think to make a change, they've got to jump full hog into it all at once. I laugh all the time. I see a article in a magazine that talks about yesterday I was a banker and today I'm a goat farmer. Well, those paths, you don't jump across that path all in one step. What's a small experiment you can do right now? And an experiment has a time frame, it has a hypothesis, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So what's something you could try just for a week? What's something that maybe you try today? Maybe you're going to talk to a colleague differently. Or maybe this month you're going to test your assumption about the fact that there might not be any value in posting on LinkedIn, and start posting on LinkedIn more often and see what happens. Test some of your assumptions. Test some of the things you're having clarity about. If you're hearing a whisper that says, gee, maybe I need to have more creativity in my life, what's one thing you might do to test whether it's creativity or whether it's something else. Could you take yourself to a movie, sign your own permission slip, go out for the afternoon, see how that feels? Can you sit and write something, maybe just a letter, or listen to music? So think about what the experiment might be that helps you test some of the thoughts and assumptions that you're now gaining about clarity. The fifth item here is then do it again. The scientific approach to doing an experiment is to try it, learn from it, and then refine it. So this is also where other people can come into handy, your support network, other people around you. You can start to engage them as you start to learn more about the things that are clarity and about as you learn things from the experiments that you do. So try it again, keep refining it, keep taking that next step forward. I often talk about the visual of, you look at a creek and there's stones across the creek. Well, you can't jump to the middle of the creek all in one step. You put your foot on the first stone, and then when you're secure on that first stone, you're looking for, should I go to the stone to my left, the one in front of me, the one to my right? The right one means I have to stretch a little, the left one's right there. Each of those steps makes a difference, and they all add up. So keep doing it again and taking next steps until pretty soon you're going to be in the middle of the creek. You're going to be across the other side of the creek. You're going to have the clarity that you want. So where will you start? I would love to hear it. No matter where you're seeing this video, please comment. It might be on our blog at redcaperevolution.com. I'd love to hear what you have to say on Facebook. We've got a robust community that keeps growing there at facebook.com/redcaperevolution. You can comment on LinkedIn. You'll see this here as well. Or again, just email me at Darcy, D-A-R-C-Y, at redcaperevolution.com. And when you're ready for more help, that's what we're here for. There's coaching programs, speaking workshops. We always are writing on the blog and adding things to our free tools. So please come out and join us at redcaperevolution.com. Don't wait. The world needs you to have your career clarity so you can be bringing your superpowers to it every single day. I can't wait to hear from you. This is Darcy Eikenberg. Thanks for being here.